In this video, I'm going to reveal the second question for this beautiful bat. Day 1, the question was to predict India's playing 11 for second test match. I closed the lines just before the toss. However, the team was a surprise for everyone and no one got it right. But don't worry, I'm going to reset this contest. I'm going to reset from day 2 onwards. So instead of getting 3 answers right, you just need to get 2 answers right for these 2 questions at the end of day 2 and day 3. So watch till the end of this video to reveal question number 2. The team selection. I would just say 3 words. Stupid, stupid, stupid. At the end of the day, I would say the honours is with England. Controversial topic. I was listening to some experts talking about Rishabh Pant. Okay, now for the question number 2, which all of you have been waiting for. Before that, let's start with the review of day 1. India put into bat by Ben Stokes. Before I get into super details, the team selection. I would just say 3 words. Stupid, stupid, stupid. India went in with 3 fast bowlers, 1 fourth seamer and 2 spinners. How on earth they are going to take 20 wickets? I don't see them picking up those 20 wickets with this bowling attack. If you ask me, India's batting was strong in the first test match. However, the bowling was weak. India couldn't pick up. So if you saw my previous reviews, even after India scored 470 odd runs, I called out that India is going to struggle to pick 20 wickets. India's batting has turned it around in this series. They are scoring the runs, but we need bowlers to pick those wickets. With the absence of Jasprit Bumrah, India went in with a very light bowling attack. No Arshdeep Singh and no Kuldeep Yadav. These are the 2 key strike forces you need to pick 20 wickets. But I think India missed a trick. The batting started off pretty well. KL Rahul and Jaiswal provided a solid start. However, KL got out playing a loose shot outside off, but that can happen to the best. Karan Nair started off brilliantly, but was dismissed by that short delivery. I don't think he will get many chances if he continues this way. He needs to cash in on the very few opportunities he has. Hopefully he does. But what an innings from Jaiswal and Captain Shubman Gill. Let's talk about Jaiswal. He clearly showed how he is a class apart from the others. Unfortunately got out at 87, but these things can happen. And then Shubman Gill took over with the brilliant century. Captain's knock. He needed those 2 centuries to establish his authority as a captain. So well done to Shubman. India's batting looked really good. However, those 2 strikes in the middle put India back a little bit. But the last partnership with Jadeja and Gill sort of solidified the day's play. At the end of the day, I would say the honours is with England. Now, I've been watching a lot of experts talking about the edge after day 1, and India's got the edge. But if you watch my previous videos, I'm telling you, with this bowling attack, India can't take 20 wickets and England is going to come hard. India needs to find a good bowling attack to take 20 wickets. Looking from far, I can see what are the deficiencies or what are the strategical errors they are making. But the team management, however, cannot seem to figure that out, which is pretty disappointing, to be honest. England is going to come hard and India's bowling is very thin, so it's going to make it even harder for them. Coming back to India's batting, there were 2 strategical errors which they made. After after Rishabh Pant's wicket, they should have sent in Jadeja because of two things: left-right combination, and also I don't know whether these guys listen to the boys or they listen to the players. If you watch Jadeja's podcast with Ravi Ashwin, Jadeja mentions that when he goes top of the order, he feels like a batsman, and when he comes down the order, he doesn't feel quite as much as a batsman. He feels more or less like a batsman who needs to hit out. But coming back to the point, when Rishabh Pant got out, the left-hander goes out, the left-hander comes in, keeps on that left and right combination. And Nitish Reddy, first game, he should have been sent after Jadeja. That is strategic error number one. And number two, the team selection, as I mentioned. India should have played Arshdeep Singh and Kuldeep Yadav. And those are the two key players. They need to pick those 20 wickets. I can see it from here, but unfortunately the team management can't. Anyway, the biggest news before the start of the match was Jasprit Bumrah missing out on the playing 11 even though he was fit. I wouldn't blame him. He bowled a lot of overs for the first test match, so sitting this one out only made sense. Anyway, I would say in this test match, England has its noses ahead and it will be difficult for India to pick those 20 wickets. And having said that, I always talk about India's strategy. England also made some few blunders, or not blunders, some errors in strategy. I was watching the match, there were few edges which were going past the slip cordon. If they have to pick those key wickets, like Shubman Gill I think nicked one, and Jadeja at the end of the day he nicked one through the slip cordon. There was no second slip and it was a new ball at that time. So England has also made some strategical errors. They are also playing in the defensive game, but having said that, 300 odd for 5 wickets is still in favor of England. Okay, now let's look forward to day 2. I feel India needs to continue with the partnership. There's Washington Sundar to come in. I feel India can reach around 400, 450, and hopefully they bowl the good lengths. It will make sure that at least they can get some sort of a lead, which looks very difficult with this bowling attack. But having said that, funny things happen in cricket. So India will be looking to put in at least 450 runs on the board and take some early wickets. Hopefully, the likes of Siraj, Akshdeep and Prasidh Krishna finds their length. And one advantage in this test match is the two bowlers, which has a naturally fuller length, Akshdeep and Nitish Reddy. So the fuller length in English conditions do help. So I think that might work in India's favor, but you need to wait and watch. I want to include one segment in this program called Controversial Topic. I was listening to some experts talking about Rishabh Pant. He played 2 brilliant innings in the last test match, and I saw some experts asking him to play with more caution, making sure that he plays a long innings. Now, if you ask a person like Rishabh Pant to curb his natural instinct, he would play differently. It's like asking a bowler, okay, this is your strength is bowling fuller, bowl short for me. It's not going to work. With the Rishabh Pant, I think he needs to be left alone. He needs to be left alone to play his free self. I hear a lot of experts saying, especially recent cricketers who retired, saying, "Oh, Rishabh Pant needs to play the long daddy hundreds." I think if you do that, you're gonna screw up his mind. I feel Rishabh Pant needs to be given a license to play however he wants. That gets the best out of him, and that's how he scored all these runs over the years. If you ask him to play for daddy hundreds after he's around 100 odd, that's not going to work out. That will in fact curb his natural instincts and maybe get him to play differently. If he gets out hitting a lofted shot, which happened in this test match, be it, that's how he's going to play. You're not going to succeed every time. So I feel surprised that experts talk differently once they retire. um, and coming from people whom I respect and value their opinion, I find it surprising to hear comments like, "Oh, Rishabh Pant needs to play for his daddy hundreds." It is not going to happen. He's going to play the way he wants, or if you try to control him, then I don't think you'll get even his hundreds out of him. Okay, what India needs to do going forward to make a fist of it? I feel if India can slow down this innings as much as possible, tire English bowlers out and the fielders, and at least make them feel for another session and a half, then England will try to hurry up in this in their first innings, and maybe that will give us more chances. And then please keep your attacking field at least 2 to 3 slips and a gully. Even though you give runs, that's okay. You need those 20 wickets. And I'm no expert, but looking from far, I feel that you need to have those catching men in place. And obviously, India needs to take their catches. Okay, now for the question number 2, which all of you have been waiting for this beautiful bat. Listen carefully. Question number 2. You need to predict who is going to be the player of the match for this test match. The lines are going to be open till end of day 2. So what you need to do is just go into the comment section of this video, put in the prediction that who is going to be the player of the match for this match. And before that, you need to hit the subscribe button. So I'm going to select at the end of this test match one lucky subscriber who has got the 2 answers correct, and I'll do a lucky draw to select the winner at the end of the test match, and they will get this beautiful bat. So what are you waiting for? Go to the comment section, hit the subscribe button, go to the comment section, type in your prediction for who is going to be the player of the match for the second test match. The lines are going to be open till end of day 2, and I'll come back with more reviews, and more importantly, I'll come back with the third question tomorrow, and also I'll give you the review of the day 3. Till then, stay safe and keep loving this beautiful game of cricket. Bye.